am often inspired by the nature that surrounds me. Recently, we sailed from the port here in Rotterdam, where I live, here in the Netherlands, out along the Maas, out into the open waters of the North Sea, all along the coast of the Netherlands, Denmark, until we reached our final destination, which was Norway and the majestic fjords. The fjords are often described as nature's own works of art. So I thought it'd be nice to capture that feeling, that moment of our vacation here on a canvas that I could share with all of you. The Norwegian fjords are narrow inlets of the ocean between the cliffs, and they formed when the glaciers retreated, allowing the sea to fill in the remaining spaces. Did you know that there are over 1,100 fjords in Norway? Actually, and I think fjord is actually fjord. I think the Norwegians actually pronounce the D a little stronger. Just like here, I live in the Netherlands, I live in Rotterdam, is the way most English-speaking people pronounce it. It's actually Rotterdam. The same with Amsterdam. It's not Amsterdam, it's Amsterdam. So I'm trying very hard to pronounce the fjords, fjord, but I'm not doing a very good job. But regardless, they are famous all over the world for their epic natural beauty. Seeing and exploring them have been on a bucket list of mine for forever, and I can tell you now, it's no wonder why. They are truly magical, and they didn't disappoint. So hopefully I can capture some of that magic here on the canvas. I'm not sure, but I really was inspired by the sheer beauty of it all and its ruggedness. Like, it's harsh, amazingly harsh. Like, it was cold and it was windy, but it was truly beautiful. And of course, no trip to the fjords would be complete without going to visit the fjord to end all fjords, the Geiranger Fjord, which saw its fame escalate when the movie Frozen was first introduced by Disney, because it is actually based on the Geiranger Fjord. That fantasy kingdom where Elsa lives is based on that fjord in Norway. Unfortunately, the mountain range that actually surrounds Geiranger is projected to fall into the fjord soon, creating massive waves that could decimate the small town of Geiranger. If that happens to be on your bucket list, as it was on mine, I would suggest you go and capture that beauty while you can. What I was probably most surprised at was all of the abandoned farms that sit against the fjord. Like, talk about a rugged place. Most of them don't even have road access. And if they do, it's like 3 hours through the rough terrain of the mountains to get there. In fact, while we were there touring, there was a helicopter that was delivering materials to one of the farms that were being restored. And I swear we probably saw that helicopter taxiing back and forth about 15 trips that it made full of lumber to the house that was going to be restored. That was a sight to see. And if the fjords really aren't your thing, you should see Geiranger Fjord offers some of the most spectacular waterfalls. Now, I'm from Canada, of course, and we have Niagara Falls, but there they had what they call the Seven Sisters Falls, and then across the fjord, like through the valley of the water, is what's called the Suder Waterfall just across. And legend has it that the Seven Sisters run the dance down the mountain, while across the water, the suitors flirt with them. How cute is that little story? And the Seven Sisters consist of 7 separate streams with the highest falls of 250 meters. They were truly beautiful, and I would suggest anybody to go see them. And if what I've told you so far isn't convincing enough, I have included at the end of this video a 1-minute clip from a water perspective of the Geiranger Fjord from our vacation that I hope you'll stay tuned and enjoy. And now, as you can see, this is not your typical Dutch pour, chaos-style Dutch pour. I'm just going to fiddle around now with the design, add some splashes of color compositionally for the bouquet that will eventually become her head. And then before I put the face in, I just want to make sure that I've kind of covered all my bases so that I don't have to come in too much afterwards and do a whole lot of embellishing on the top of the bouquet. So very shortly, I will stop this tweaking and playing around, and I will begin to embellish and put in the face.
You tell him he's all you see. Tell him you got his keys, 'cause you thought he needed them. But he's not coming back again. So he's gone, leaving then. You won't see him again. It was convenient, but you won't be staying friends. And you you saw the hurt, it makes you see clear. But you were just lost, you were just lost. But now you found, and you realize he wasn't at all like what you created in your mind. He wasn't even nice, you wasted all your time. You didn't even like him in real life. He said he thought it would be nice if we went for a ride in his dad's Jaguar, swept up in the moment, sitting in his car. But you know he won't take you far, and you know that, sweetie, you know that. Think you knew it before, but you just ignored that. So now you won't take backs, but there's no refunds here. So you saw the hurt, it makes you see clear. You were just lost, you were just lost. But now you found, and you realize he wasn't at all like what you created in your mind. He wasn't even nice, you wasted all your time. You didn't even like him in real life. Real life. Talking about that real life. Holding on cause it just feels nice. But let's get back to real life. Real life. Talking about that real life. Holding on cause it just feels nice. But let's get back to real life. Real life. Talking about that real life. Holding on cause it just feels nice. But let's get back to real life.
inspired by the fjords of Norway. I'm going to take you in for a quick close-up and we'll just walk you through the entire process and some of the things that I did. Right, so let's start with the dress. So the first was I used the moon rocks again to make her dress. I used 2 different colors. I lay over a gel medium and then I put down the moon rocks and then I go over the top of them again with gel medium. However, when I was doing this, I thought it was way too bright in comparison with the rest of her head. So I opted to go over it with Prussian blue, mixed with just a pouring medium to give it like a really transparent look. So I just brushed over the top with a paintbrush, and it gave it like a nice antiqued patina-y feel, I guess you could say. I'll take you in for a real quick close-up so you can see what that looks like. So there's a tip for you. So if you found that the mica flakes were just a little too blingy, you can tone them down by putting on a layer of transparent paint over top. And I really love the angle that I put her face in. So here's the lip. Not a lot of shimmer this time. Again, I didn't want it to be like over the top because she's relatively subdued as far as the color palette is concerned. And then, of course, I used some abalone shell, and that's the pickup of the shimmer. But you'll note the shimmer is just every once in a while, a little bit of glimmer shimmer in her head. Yeah. But that's the close-up of her head. And then here she is far back. There she is in full view. I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the close-up. I think she's relatively stunning. I'm really loving the moon rocks. I'm going to use them again. It's like the new must-have accessory for fashion in art. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I'm now going to show you a 1-minute clip of our trip to Norway and what inspired me to create this piece. I'm sure YouTube will suggest something cool that you can watch over here. Ciao for now.